What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new show we got going here on the Amir Musk Network today. It's NFL Recap Week 1. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We have Dr. Chow, Addicted to Profits. We'll be making some picks. Dr. Chow, if you want to continue with the rest of the outline we have planned for today.
No. I just thought we were live for like the last 10 minutes. So let's go.
I told you it's going to get worse.
How much weed you smoked today?
Too much.
0.
All of it. I'm gonna do more.
No, but I wanted to do recaps on all Week 1 games we had planned. What we that was showcased last week. I first want to start off with the Chiefs and the Lions. What was your guys' take on the Lions defense against a depleted Chiefs offense?
Look at Lions had one of the worst defenses in the league last year. So I think last year if they would have played them even without Kelsey,
yeah,
the Chiefs would have probably put 30 on them, right? So
right,
they've got that first round defensive end who looks like he's turning into a stud now, like another Max Crosby or Parsons or something, right? So I think that, and that's the key thing for the Lions is that if they can get that defense up to par, then they can live up to that hype and maybe win, the North Division. And like I said in our podcast last week or stream last week, I knew that because that whole offense, obviously as good as Mahomes is, still revolves around Kelsey because he takes all the double coverage and then he allows the receivers to be singled up. Yeah. And when Mahomes does all his scrambling and just throws to the open guy, it's Kelsey, and they didn't have that.
I mean, you also got to take into account the drop passes, though.
Oh, the receivers are terrible.
There was a lot of drop passes, man.
That Tony guy is a bum.
Yeah, I mean, fuck the Chiefs, even though, KC's our team now in St. Louis, which is tragic. All the bandwagon fans around St. Louis, it's very hard to watch and see. It's good watching all these fucking faggots start tweaking out because they're all Chiefs fans, and it's great to see.
Like being like 20 years older than you, man, I can just tell you when I was walking around as a kid in the 90s, no one had Patriots jerseys because the Patriots were horrible. Like they were winning 1-2 games and stuff. No one had Chiefs jerseys. By the 90s, the Chiefs were a good team, but they'd always choke in the playoffs under Schottenheimer. And now all I see are Chiefs and Patriots jerseys. Like I went to Chile just to do some business down there, because I do a lot in mining. And this guy started asking me if I liked American football and if I was a Raiders fan. This was about 10 years ago. And he was like, "Oh, I'm a Patriots fan. I like Brady." I'm like, "Get out of my face, dude."
Yeah, they're LeBron fans, basically.
Yeah, that's the total most bandwagon thing you can do,
Right. So let's talk about your Raiders for a little bit because you guys are top of the charts right now. And the first time in how long? What'd you say?
I don't know, man. Like a couple seasons they have. Well, remember in
oh, that's right, with Derek Carr. What was it? What year was that? 2018,
2021. They made the playoffs. They did start 3-0, so technically they would have been tied for first after the first 3 games that year. So but like no one expected. Most people thought the Chargers would beat the Dolphins because they were home, and then obviously most people thought the Chiefs would win. So and everyone had the Raiders losing to Denver, which I didn't get because I still think Denver's the worst team in the division. And so that's why I took the Raiders with our pick. It wasn't being a homer. I was like, it was 3.5. So the Raiders, even if they lost by 3. So anyhow, it was a weird game. There was no possessions in the game.
Right. I was on Twitter. Wasn't there some unethical hits done by the Broncos on the Raiders or whatnot?
Sean Payton is a piece of crap. That guy.
Sean Payton, yeah. Historically, he messed up Brett Favre.
Well, that's what they did in that NFC Championship game. They knew back then. Yeah. They said Favre's old.
Buck him up in the legs.
And you know that they're going to call less in a playoff game. So they keep doing it, right?
Right.
So the Broncos had 3 personal fouls, and they weren't just like, a little face mask grab. They were like spears, like total dirty crap. And they knocked Jacoby Myers, who had a great game. He had 80 yards.
Knocked him up, man.
They knocked him out of the game, But that also essentially lost them the game. But that hit, because it would have been 4th and 1 at around the 40, and the Raiders might have punted there, right? Because there was 2 minutes left. But, then that essentially won them the game, that hit. So, but no, I didn't realize. And he did that punk move. He tried to do an onside kick the first play of the game.
No, he did not.
Yeah, get the hell out of there with that shit, man. Like,
Painted?
get out of there, you know. My
This is
buddies
the
with
Super Bowl.
who I'm going to try to get on the show. He used to be a safety for the Raiders back in the 2000s. He played at Purdue. Like, he just got put in the Purdue Hall of Fame, right? And you know, Stu was like on his stream, like, that's the most Bush League crap of all time to start the game like that.
It's desperate.
Yeah. And it's also an insult to the other team. It's like, if you think you're a really good team and you're totally superior, you're going to do crap like that because, you know, and it's like, dude, you're the Broncos. You won 5 games last year. Like, get out of here, you know?
Hey, Bronco County, let's ride. You know how that shit goes.
Have you seen the memes on that?
Broncos are always going to be good, but this Russell Wilson thing is super bad, bro.
Yeah.
You guys don't think he'll bounce back at all?
No, I don't.
No, you think he's going downhill right now?
He's just done, bro.
He looked better, but he's definitely not ever going to be what he was.
I don't know. Something about him, man. I think he's gonna fucking have a comeback season this year. I'm gonna say he's comeback player of the year. Calling it right now.
But here's the thing that will help them. Jerry Jeudy's going to come back. He didn't play that game. And so they really only had one good receiver on the roster that game. And I think that will help them. So, but I don't know. I think they're like a 7-win team or something. It's not like I think they're going to be good.
And special.
Well, dude, the Giants, Brian Daboll won Coach of the Year when his team won like 9 games last year.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And finished in 3rd place or whatever it was.
Yeah, 3rd place. Yep, they made the playoffs.
Yeah, and then rookie head coach Kevin O'Connell for the Vikings won 13 games and just dominated everyone.
I think the deal with that though was that the Giants had a way worse roster. Like Daboll did a great job last year. He did a lot of smoke and mirrors. Like that was like a 5-win team.
No, he's mid, bro. He's mid, and the whole team is mid. He's mid. Like that. Well, that's the problem. Like the Giants are like, if any Giants fan is like hyped on their team or sleeping on their team, that's horrible because they're the most mid team of all time.
You think Daniel Jones was a bad investment?
Of course, horrible.
Yeah, but the problem with quarterback is, man, like the guy up, Mears lucky because you got Jalen Hurts, which is a great second-round pick.
Our savior.
And I love that pick when you guys took him, by the way.
Yeah, I remember I freaked out when we took him. I was chanting, he's the future.
And because you look at his production at college and he played big games and whatever. And but like the problem with quarterbacks, and I know this, and Chow knows this from having Carr and Cousins.
Yeah.
Okay, it's easy to say get rid of this guy's mid, but then like before we had Carr, after Rich Gannon got hurt, after the Raiders, lost that Super Bowl to the Bucks, we didn't have a quarterback for 10 years. Like we basically got a bunch of bums rotating.
No, you had Carson Palmer.
Yeah, but like I don't know. The team was bad. In fairness to Carson, the team was bad, and they gave up too much for him. So
okay.
Actually, Jason Campbell was okay. Like he before they got hurt, when they got Palmer. They might have made the playoffs before. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, and Palmer would have been longer term. Like, he played, 4 years after that? It's just...
Yeah. Well, he went to the Cardinals and they turned up.
It's just tough to, like get rid of a, above-average quarterback because then you got these teams like the Browns or, like I said, the Raiders or the Bears who just go through quarterbacks every 2-3 years, and that's worse than having just, say, an above-average quarterback,
Right. Yeah, I understand that. Do you think you guys kind of gave up too quickly on Derek Carr, though, man? At the end of the day,
dude, it was 9 years.
I mean, come on. I mean, he's a decent above average QB, though.
So
he's mid, bro.
I saw this stat yesterday. So when the Raiders ran out the clock, it was the first time in 23 years they had run out, won a game with more than 5 minutes left in the game, leading, and just ran out the whole clock. So right there, I was like, yeah, I'm for Jimmy G right now. He dit something that Carr's never done in 9 years in his first game.
So what do you think about Jimmy G? You think he might be the answer to possibly get you guys back in the playoffs?
I think he's slightly better than Carr. His issue is more staying healthy.
You're right.
He's only been healthy like twice, and I think the guys like him better in the locker room. I think he's more relatable.
Right.
And in fairness, I think the roster's better. Like he'll probably miss this week, but Myers and Adams are going to be one of the best 1-2s in the league. I told people they're sleeping on Myers, right? So he's got more around him too, in fairness, right? Josh Jacobs didn't really look like in game shape. Like it will probably take him 2-3 weeks to really.
Yeah, it's only week 1,
Yeah, and he missed training camp. So
you're just taking off the training wheels right now. We're about to see. I would say give your team about 5 weeks, and you'll really see where they're at.
My opinion was like if they could get the first 4 games are brutal. So they're at the Bills, which I expect them to lose, and then they're home to the Steelers, which now I expect them to win, and then they're at the Chargers, which I would say is 50-50. If they were even if they're 2-2 after that, I'm happy because that's a tough schedule to start the year.
So I do want to ask you two gentlemen something. What was your guys' take on the Miami Dolphins game? What do you guys think about Tua and Tyreek Hill just fucking tearing it up for almost 500 yards from Tua passing?
Dude, if Tua can stay healthy, they're probably a 10-win team.
Okay.
Their defense, though, dude, it looked bad. Like,
oh yeah, they got torched for. I mean, what was it? I forgot the score again.
It's 34, and like both Chargers running backs had like 100 yards. Like it looked pretty. And like you're gonna laugh at this, or I don't know. You didn't really watch the games you were telling me, but I don't know if you rewatched some of the Eagles.
No, I watched the highlights for all of them. Yeah, I work on Sundays.
Mac Jones played really good for the Pats.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched the highlights. He did do good. We kind of digressed a little bit this year, but I think we just need to get back in football shape before we start turning up.
What I'm trying to say is the Pats defense is much better, obviously, than the Chargers. And if Jones is going to play more like he did as a rookie, I could see the Pats beating the Dolphins this week. And it's in New England, right? So I could see that because he's not going to torch the Patriots defense like that,
Right.
So, but no, like I said, it's all about Tua staying healthy. Can he? They say he's
bigger. Padding. He's bigger now.
He's bigger. He's got more padding in his helmet. But the problem with that guy's system in Miami, it really exposes the quarterbacks. He likes to throw down the field. The quarterback's going to take a lot of shots. So I just don't know. And Tua is to the point now with how many concussions he's had. The next one, it could be over. Even at his young age. So.
No, I understand that. So I got another question for you guys. So what do you guys think about Baker Mayfield possibly reviving his career in Tampa Bay? He won his first game. He beat a pretty decent team. So
they have a good roster. They have a good roster.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they do. Like it's not. They lost a few guys, but from what they had last year, and they won, even though they were 8-9, it was the joke that they won the division. They won the Super Bowl a few years ago. There's still a bunch of those guys from the Super Bowl on the team. Like
yeah.
And you can't tell me that Brady played poorly last year. You can't tell me that Baker's going to play any worse than Brady played last year.
Right. No, I mean, shake and bake. I believe in him. I think he's in the right system. He has the right opportunities now to properly showcase his skills.
Yeah, they got Evans and a bunch of other wide receivers.
Right.
They got
and it was showcased on Sunday Football. I mean, you watched it firsthand. Him actually be the player that people expect him to be.
And he played pretty good for the Rams after he left the Panthers.
No, he did. Yeah, he did.
He did much. And is that, I don't know, system coaching? It's always hard to know with these things, So, like some guys go somewhere else and thrive after stinking at a place, right? So, and he plays with a chip on his shoulder, even though it's kind of BS. He's like, everyone thinks I'm like, dude, you were the first overall pick. It's not like you're like Brady and you were slighted and you were a 6th round pick,
Right. So what was you guys' take on Brock Purdy just picking up right where he left off from the playoffs, just cooking it week 1? Were you guys kind of skeptical at first, or were you guys already on the Brock Purdy train, already full steam ahead?
I kind of liked him because, like I said, Jimmy G is a good player. And if Shanahan really thinks like, okay, let's not re-sign Jimmy G, let's trade Trey Lance, he must see something in the guy, So
yeah. No, the Trey Lance thing was actually kind of pissed me off a little bit. Because I'm in the NFC East, and I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I do respect them. They are a very good football team, and it kind of pissed me off. All their fans were talking shit, saying, "Oh, we got Trey Lance now. We have a good backup QB," and that really triggered me. I went off on one of these guys. I was like, you guys have Cooper Rush. He's one of the best backup QBs in the league right now with the best win percentages. He helped lead your team to, I think it was a 4-1 record, right? While he was under
Rush
helm.
was great last year.
and you're just willing to push your QB away like that, I think that was very disrespectful. I mean, it's good to have Trey Lance as a backup, but I think their fans are very obviously delusional, not understanding they have a great backup QB already.
Well, here's a question, because even though he won the game, I think we can all agree Wilson for the Jets stinks, right? And
Zach Wilson? Oh, dude, you got to think though. After this year, he's done.
I'm trading for Cooper Rush. I'm trading for Cooper Rush if I'm the Jets. And then
really,
I'm totally am. I think
Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush is a G.
Yeah, but with that G,
he's mid.
He's mid.
I was telling a friend of mine, because the Jets coach was the defensive coordinator for the Niners when Jimmy G was there. They would have been better off just signing Jimmy G, not doing all this crap for like Rodgers, who's like 40 years old and lasted 4 plays.
Hey man, 4-4, 4-4-4.
And Achilles at his age, I don't know if he's coming back.
I mean, what was it? Kobe Bryant had an Achilles tear or something like that, around 38 something, 37. He was done after that season. I think he did one more season.
Too good right now.
He was terrible.
Yeah, he did one more season.
Yeah, he was terrible that last season. And
no, he's gone, bro.
I know. I believe he's gone. I think he's done. I don't think he's coming back. I think your Jets boy's done.
Okay. I mean, come on. Aaron Rodgers. Kobe. Can we talk Kobe?
You want to talk Kobe?
Kobe, right?
They used to be the Minnesota Lakers before they went to LA.
yeah.
Which makes sense because there's no fucking lakes in LA. Like, what the hell's going on? And then, Minnesota's got all the lakes, right?
Yeah, and then we told Kobe the secrets, and then he started running his mouth, bro. And it wasn't good, bro.
It wasn't good. No, I want to get Miss Dr. Chow's take on his Vikings, man. What the fuck happened there, dude? Like,
I mean, I picked the Eagles to cover.
You mean the
Vikings? Not the Eagles. The
Bucks.
Bucks, yeah.
Right. But I mean, you're a fan of the Vikings, though. As a fan, what is your what is your take on your team though at this point? I mean, week 1 was a disaster to some extent. Kirk Cousins putting up the yardage like he usually does, but results in 0 points. Something's got to give at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, dude, my biggest bet is Jordan Addison, dude. That guy's a freak, and he's gonna be like the best wide receiver in 2 years. He'll be the best wide receiver in the NFL. But this year, I mean, it was cool. He got like 60 and a touchdown week 1 as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. Yeah. I had 4 for 60. Well, Jefferson a 9 for 150.
Well, I mean, he ignored him at the half.
But Addison's going to be better than.
You think so?
Jefferson, yeah, for sure.
Jefferson's the best receiver in the league, so that says a lot,
Yeah, I know, but this guy's the best of the best of the best.
The 3 best receivers in the league, in my opinion, they're kind of head and shoulders above everyone. Are Jefferson, Adams, and Tyreek Hill. That's
right.
Yeah.
So
I mean, with that Vikings game, I mean, Kirk Cousins ignored Justin Jefferson for basically almost the whole entire second half, though.
Yeah, the Raiders did that They would do that last year with Adams. He would have this huge monster first half, and then for some reason they would get away from it, and then they blow a lead. And I don't understand when teams do that. Now, maybe
is it they just can't get open? They're covering them harder, probably.
Yeah, probably there's a defensive adjustment, but I think when those guys are that good, you got to scheme a way to get them the ball. Look, people don't realize, because simple math in the NFL is there's 17 games. So if you catch 6 passes a game, you catch 100 passes. Some guy may think, 6 for 60, that's nothing. But you do that the whole season, you get 100 for 1,000, right?
Right, and that's a great season right there.
Yeah, that's a great season. So it's not like you like Jefferson or Adams have to catch 10 passes every game. But I think you got to, say in the first half, a monster first half, make it so they at least catch, say, 2 passes or 3 passes or something in the second half, But I also understand it, because one reason Myers had a huge game for the Raiders was all the coverage was rolling to Adams, then Myers was just getting one-on-one,
Right.
Sorry, I got someone writing me here. I got to close this up.
No, you're good, brother. No worries.
I don't hear a little beeping, so.
What was your guys' take on the Rams game against the Seahawks? Just kind of.
That was the upset of the week.
Yep.
Even more. At least the Jets, they have a good defense, so they, even with Wilson. But I thought the Rams were gonna be like almost like the worst team in the league. They, they looked horrible in preseason, and they just killed the Seahawks.
I think the Packers really. Oh, in my eyes, I didn't expect them to be this good to some extent.
Well, remember that was my pick.
Yeah, I really thought Love was going to suck this year. He actually is just right off. You think he will? You think the?
No, I don't think so, man. The Packers are good that way with quarterbacks, dude. Favre came in,
bro.
For 15 Favre came in for 15 years, and Rodgers came in 15 years. Now, effing Love is going to play for 15 years.
No. That's the biggest fallacy that you could ever buy into. Like,
third
just
time's
because
the charm.
Favre and Rodgers did it, no. I would not buy into the Packers.
You want to hear a crazy stat? Because the Raiders play them this year.
Yeah, of course.
The Raiders have not beaten the Packers since 1987.
Really?
Even though they only play like once every 3 or 4 years. But even the years the Raiders were good, they always found a way to lose. I'm telling you, they've lost like 6 or 7 straight games, and they haven't beat the Packers in 35 years, 36 years. Since George Michael was.
The Vikings figured out how to do it. They do it all the time. Bro.
Shit, was Casper still on your team?
You just need offense, bro.
Bo Jackson.
It's always offense with the Packers. They always lose to offense. Like they had
fairness,
they had everyone. They had Aaron Rodgers. They had Brett Favre. They always lost a better offense.
Yeah, those guys only won 1 Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Well, they had Donald Driver and Greg Jennings that year, though. They were stacked, and they had Clay Matthews and all those other gents. AJ Hawk.
I think what Chow's trying to say is the Packers have always kind of had, like, a lot of times had these middling defenses.
Right.
That was one problem, in fairness to Rodgers. It wasn't like, Russell Wilson when he had that Legion of Boom, or, that year Jimmy G made this, Super Bowl with the Niners. The Niners had that great defense.
Right.
The Chiefs, even though their defense never has great points wise, they get tons of turnovers. The Packers have had a lot of crappy defenses, and Rodgers or Favre or whoever just had to carry the team.
So I also want to get another thing. What do you guys think about Deshaun Watson and his week 1 debut? What do you guys think about him? Think he did pretty decent enough to be? I mean, they trashed the Bengals right out of the gate.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was down on the Bengals all year, or from day one on my picks. You heard it. But like the Cleveland just trouncing them. That's not surprising to me. I think, like I said, the Bills are a big regression team. I also think that the Bengals are.
The issue with the Bengals is Burrow looked really rusty, right? Not only did he not play in the preseason, he didn't practice because he had that calf injury, and the weather was really bad. And the Browns are got a good defensive line, and they got that great running game with Chubb and obviously Watson scrambling. So that was like the perfect kind of weather game for the Browns as well. So I still think the Bengals are like a playoff team, but I agree with Chow. They could definitely regress because if Burrow is kind of still struggling with the injury and stuff, I'm not saying like they're crap, but you can go to 10 wins. That the Bills could do that too. So.
David, what was your take on the Cowboys with the shutout? I think it was the largest shutout almost in opening day weekend or whatnot.
The Giants looked totally unprepared, man. They just looked like it wasn't.
Go ahead.
It was special teams and defense. They were getting special teams and defensive touchdowns. Go look at Dak's numbers; they're pretty crappy. They were. They were like 13 for 24 or something. It was like
what do you think about Daniel Jones though? And his
one of the
he wasn't horrible. There's a lot of drop passes from his wide receivers, a lot of fumbles from his other people.
The pick six they called an interception, but it was really a fumble. The guy kind of had half possession and and got hit and it popped up, and that really wasn't Jones' fault. But Again, I just think the problem with the Giants is it was a lot of smoke and mirrors last year. Like they were using Jones a lot as a runner. Barkley had a great year. They were just like doing a lot of misdirection. I have a buddy who's a big Giants fan, so he's always telling me about the stuff that they're doing. And
they have grit, though. I think they have grit. Honestly, especially Daniel Jones for staying out there when they're getting blown out. He could have left a long time ago, like Dak did, but he stayed out there to prove to his team that, hey guys, I'm gonna weather this shit with you, no matter sunshine or rain. I'm here for the team. So I think they'll have a bounce back week. I don't think the locker room's at all.
A lot of times that first bad week can tell you what's going to happen the whole season. Sometimes teams bounce back. And I think there was one year the Patriots won the Super Bowl. The Bills beat them like 34-0 or something.
Exactly.
The first week. And then, so it's like, I still think the Giants are whatever 8-9 win team. I don't think like they're going to be like,
I think they're gonna bounce back hardcore this upcoming week, and I think Daniel Jones proved to his locker room that, hey, I'm here to support you guys no matter sunshine or rain. He's here to do it. He's a grit motherfucker. He will put the team on his back when he has to.
No, dude. Sorry, I just jumped back in, but dude, the Giants are mid, bro.
I said they're 8-9.
There's the reason why they call the NFC Beast for a reason, all right? We're the best division in football. We always will be from here on out.
What do you think of Washington? Because I think the Cardinals are the worst team still in football, even though that game was close.
Yeah, they're tanking, of course.
And I don't think that bodes well for Washington. That I don't know, maybe it's the quarterback's first start. You don't want to read too much into 1 week, but I'm like, I think you should be beating the Cardinals by 20 points, like I just think
no. I mean, Washington is still fine. They're still good. They're all in the same level in the NFC East.
I think Washington will lose to Denver.
What? We're all the same level? Oh, like from last year, or we're all on the same level right now?
I mean, like relative level, like 20% up or down, and wins.
A couple games.
Like I
the differentials are like a couple
the best.
Games. Okay.
And the Cowboys are fucking.
They're good.
Well, actually, I picked the Cowboys, so
they're good.
I gotta take the Cowboys as the best. I
appreciate that. That means a lot.
In those clutch games, what I worry about in those clutch games is Dak. Oh, he's like Romo.
I love Dak. Dak gets my blood. I love it. I love watching him in clutch. He sucks so fucking bad. I love it.
I know. He'll always throw some stupid. I remember I had a bunch of buddies over for the Niners-Cowboys game, and one of the guys was like, "Oh, the Cowboys are going to win." I'm like, "What?"
Hold my beer.
Dak is going to throw like 2 totally stupid interceptions that you're going to have shaking your head, And what's really bad, the last preseason game against the Raiders, Dak was calling the plays and calling like an awesome game, even though it was a preseason game, right? So I'm like, the fact that this dude knows the offense so good, right?
Yeah.
And still fucks up. That I think that makes it worse, I think that makes it worse. Like, if he wasn't a guy who really understood the offense and screwed up, you'd be like, okay, whatever. But the fact that he's actually smart and knows it, and he got the worst tattoo of all time, too. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, my God.
That thing is so awful. It's like disgusting.
So what's your guys' take on the rookie QBs that were showcased the first week? Any surprises? Any disappointments? What's your take on any of the new QBs that just showcased for the first time?
I was disappointed in Young because I thought he was the most NFL ready. And I was really surprised at Richardson. He played pretty well. For
the Colts. He fucking turned up, dude.
Yeah. He was considered the most, like the Colts were winning that game into the fourth quarter. Like he's considered easily the most raw of them.
Yes, so, he's a prospect, definitely.
And Stroud was like, whatever. The Ravens have a really good team. He was kind of like average, but like, and I don't like Ohio State quarterbacks. They all suck. Haskins and, rest in peace, buddy.
Stroud had good numbers though.
Like he wasn't that bad. And like I said, they have a poor
team. Tutties, but he still did good in yardage.
But I was really surprised at Richardson because I thought Richardson was way too raw to be starting right now. I thought they should be starting Minshew.
Fuck
at least
no.
The first half of the
Fuck
season.
no. Minshew. No, we've had Minshew play
terrible
for us. He actually was decent with the Eagles. We almost beat the Cowboys. This is our defense that let us down. Minshew was putting up the points.
Yeah.
You know, on that thing, I think it was Thanksgiving Day or whatever the fuck that game was. I forgot what it was.
I was disappointed on him because I really like Minshew, and especially when he was on the Jags.
Yeah.
And I thought that he was going to take those 3 games of the Eagles and turn it into becoming a starter. And he said he was good that Cowboys game, but I think it was it was another game where he was really bad. I think it was the Falcons. I can't remember what game it was, but it was So, but anyway, no, Richardson surprised me. Like I said, I thought he was way too raw to be starting, and he played very well. Yeah.
So I do want to get a little controversial with you guys real quick because I just heard the news yesterday. Colin Kaepernick is offering his services. Did you guys hear about that?
Oh no!
Yeah,
he want to play some quarterback.
Yeah, he wants to play some quarterback. I forgot.
Can you do that on your knees?
He was asking to play for, and the team's serious about picking him up too. Oh, it was for the Jets. That's right.
Yeah, Jets. That would make sense, I guess. Like him, like $3 million.
I guess Salah would have been on the Niners, you know, when Kaepernick was there. Salah's been there a long time, right? So, you know, he might have. I don't know. What I heard, the Raiders gave him like a tryout because Mark Davis, the Raiders owner, he's into a lot of social justice stuff.
Good man.
And I got a cool story about him in a second if you want to hear it. So
yeah, I'd love to hear it.
But anyhow,
he's better owner than his father was. All I can
Warren
say.
Sapp supposedly said, because my buddy Stu is Al Davis, number 1. This is actually about Al Davis and his dad. Anyhow, don't make me go in a tangent.
No, buddy, you do you want to do on this shit, bro. You run it.
Okay,
let's hear this backstory.
They gave Kaepernick a tryout, and Warren Sapp, because you know Sapp played the last few years of his career at the Raiders. He's got some connections there. He said supposedly it was like a joke. It was like the worst tryout.
I heard about that. It got leaked. It was a complete joke and everything.
Yeah, it was like he's lost all this weight because he's like a vegetarian now, and he just looks so
support
rusty.
the animals, save the planet.
You know,
Greta Thunberg would be proud of him. But keep going.
So my story about Mark Davis is, so the reason I'm a Raiders fan, we're talking about Al Davis, is my principal in grammar school. I'll send you guys a DM when we're done this, to a little video on him. It's a guy named Bernie Custis, and he went to Syracuse, and he was the first African-American quarterback in college football history, right? And he got drafted by the Browns, and then this is back in the 50s. So Paul Brown told him, look, there's no way you're playing quarterback in the NFL. It's like, or whatever. It's like, it's not going to happen. Like, I'm not against it, but there's just way too much racism in this country. So you try to go to the CFL, they're not like that up there, right?
Yeah, it's Canadians.
In the 50s and 60s, you got to understand the CFL was just as good as the NFL. Like, the guys actually made more money in the CFL, right?
Okay.
And because they would take more African-American players, they had a lot of good teams.
Was the AFL thing? Was the AFL was not a thing in that point?
No, this was the early 50s.
Okay, gotcha.
Happened. Okay, so he was Al Davis's roommate. Al Davis went to Syracuse. So he goes to the CFL. I'm from near a city called Hamilton. He was this quarterback, wide receiver, and running back. Kind of played all over the place for the Tiger Cats, right?
Okay.
Which is the team in Hamilton. And then played like 5-6 years. And then, because, you know, those guys didn't make money, he went into teaching, and then he became a principal. Then he coached McMaster. Canadian college is kind of the equivalent of like Division III in the States. So he coached McMaster in the 80s, and he was my principal in grammar school. And he used to somehow I got close with him, even though, you know, there's a million kids at the school. And he used to give us tickets to the games and stuff. Right. And then, so one day I just decided I had these old Bernie Custis signed photos and stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to send one of these to Mark Davis, right? So then I get this email like a few weeks later. Mark, from his assistant, like, Mark loved the photos, man.
That's awesome, man.
And he's like, anytime you want to go to Raiders game, Mark, the tickets are on Mark.
Yes, sir. That's awesome as fuck.
Cool guy.
Did you take it up on his offer?
I haven't done it yet because
you gotta do it, man.
I gotta do it, but like, I just don't want to see the Raiders when they've been so bad. I'm just like,
they're not bad. They're good this year. They got Jimmy.
But like, it's like,
they got touchdown Jimmy.
Like it's like, I don't want to go to, because I used to go do, like, in the 2000s, I was a football nut. I went to the draft. I used to do fantasy football, and it was like, I went to Raider games and they were bad, and it sucks going to the game and your team's getting blown out 40-10.
Dude, I watched the Rams play when they were here in St. Louis during the Steve Spagnuolo era, and I'm gonna tell you, I loved every second of it because I would always go to the Eagles versus Rams games I think it was like for 3 years in a row. I loved every second of it. Watching James Lord-Nice get fucking wrecked and all of them get wrecked. I loved it. Sam Bradford get fucked up.
Let's go.
And all those teams are so bad. I think actually McDaniels, the Raiders coach and the Pats former OC guy, I think he was the OC a couple years on the and he's a good OC, and even he couldn't. That was like a sinking ship. I think that was when like Steven Jackson was at the end of his career, and remember the running back, the guy with the long dreads.
Yeah, of course, he was a fucking badass.
Yeah, but they were so bad. Like they were like 2-14 every year. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, but back to the question. What do you think about Kaepernick going to the Jets, though, man?
I don't think so.
You love Kaepernick.
I'm a huge Kaepernick fan. He honestly elevated.
ATP is like the biggest Kaepernick fan of all time. Yeah, he is. Look at him smile. Look at him smile.
You got to acknowledge, though, he did elevate the league and put it on notice, though, and let them know, hey, you can't treat us like this to some extent. Right? Come on. I mean, as a player to owner, you can't treat us like slaves.
I don't think that's 49. Remember the Super Bowl they lost to the Ravens? Right?
Yeah, it was bullshit. The Jim Harbaugh Bowl. The Harbaugh Bowl.
I think that the 49ers make that Super Bowl unless Kaepernick is playing. Like, I will.
Kaepernick is fucking insane.
He was good early.
Very dynamic.
So, I don't know. I'm not into politics and sports. I don't like all that shit.
But you like Kaepernick a little bit, right?
Sports is escapism to me, man. No, man. And the reason that Kaepernick is like that's not even because of him. I've read his whole story. He's got that girlfriend, that really hot chick.
Great social justice.
She's not even black, bro.
She's all into that crap, and she brainwashed him, and he got into it. That's why.
Yeah, that all happened in the last like 5 or 6 years. It's so crazy, bro.
Yep.
He's doing it over.
Anyone who knows, and it's like the funniest troll ever is like Kaepernick. Career is like the funniest thing that the NFL has ever produced.
Didn't he really refuse to play second string and whatnot? So they kicked him off the team for the 49ers or some shit.
He got benched for Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, because he refused to fucking.
Imagine that.
Hey, Blaine Gabbert's from Mizzou, right? He's an OG.
He was great.
Yeah. Don't
disrespect.
Come on.
Don't disrespect. He's still in the league. He's still in the league too, so don't disrespect him. He's still.
I was the quarterback at USC.
You were?
Yeah.
At 6'7", where the fuck you are?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So I just did that from man. But what?
Yeah, Chow's insanely tall. He's like a giant. He's like 6'8", 6'9", something like that.
Yeah.
Played basketball with Kobe. Anyway,
you did send me that picture of you in Dubai, and you're way taller than the other guy. But I just thought the other guy was short, maybe.
No. I'm a G, bro.
He's a mega G for a reason. Emphasis on the mega.
I'm like 6 foot, so I didn't know you were that. I guess it's all
now
that.
You know.
That Midwest diet, because steel toe is like 6'5".
That Midwest diet.
It's a Midwest diet.
Cornstarch and beans.
Look at Corey Adams. He's from there, and he's gigantic.
He's a giant.
He's a complete bowling ball, but
let's get back on track with football.
Let's get on track. Come on.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. Anyway, I want to get back into the games real quick. There's one more game I want to touch down on with you guys. It was the Saints game. Probably one of the most boring games to watch.
Derek Carr,
I would say. I mean, Derek Carr
didn't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was such a typical Derek Carr game. I'll tell you, because I did watch it a bit because it was before the Raiders game. So he threw for 300 yards, and he threw this really nice bomb at the end of the game.
I saw that, yeah.
But they were 1 for 3 in the red zone. One issue that Carr had, he's the worst red zone quarterback in the league the last 5 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also he threw a terrible interception. But here's my issue with it. Okay, it's great that they won, but Tannehill was awful, like disgustingly bad.
He's rusty. James
But
Burrow.
he threw 3 interceptions, and the Saints had a block punt, and you can only score 16 points? Like, come on, man. You have that kind of...
Look at the Jets. They had 3 interceptions and a fumble. The dude, Josh Allen, 4 turnovers. Zach Wilson, okay, he did play, but he was probably a little bit, intimidated. He's on the big stage, New York, 9/11.
A block punt is basically the same as a turnover. So when you get 4 turnovers and short fields, you should be putting 30 on them. That's my opinion. So actually, that's an interesting game this week, the Saints-Panthers, because Panthers play terrible against the Falcons, right?
Yeah.
So and it's in Carolina. So you think other than having a rookie quarterback, the Panthers have a pretty good roster.
No, they signed a lot of fucking big what do you call it, free agents on the team and whatnot. I mean, I expected them to be somewhat decent this year. I was very surprised that they lost that first game.
I can see all the teams in that division being like 8-9 or 9-8. Like,
hey, whatever gets you to the playoffs, though, right?
Yeah. So
yeah. But let's go forward to next week. Oh well, this upcoming week. What games are you guys excited about seeing and whatnot? Any kind of I would say dark horses you see? Any?
The 2 I'm looking at. Let's stay away from our own teams. The 2 I'm really tonight's game I'm kind of interested in because I want to see if the Vikings can rebound. But you guys got to start fighting over that shit at some point. Come on.
I know. Dude. I'm ready. I've been in.
Why would I fight with somebody who already knows they're going to lose?
Tonight, but do we have any other games before that we want to talk about?
I like the KC Jags game because it's in Jacksonville. It's going to be hot as hell. The Jags are a good team. They won a playoff game last year.
Trevor Lawrence, OG.
They played KC pretty good in the playoffs in that game. They only lost, I think, by 1 touchdown, right? Mm-hmm. So, and it's going to be, and those Florida teams in September have a huge advantage because these teams come in. They're not in game shape, just like Denver has an advantage in the high altitude, and they kind of wilt in the second half. And all these Florida teams wear their white jerseys and make all the visiting teams wear their dark jerseys to make it even hotter. And so I actually think I'm taking, when we do our pool, I'm going to take the Jags in that game plus 3.5. Okay. And I actually think the Jags just might win out, personally. Yeah.
I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, I'm taking Jets over Cowboys.
Jets
right now.
Jets over Cowboys.
Because it's -9.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Got Zach Wilson fucking cooking, dude. No fucking way.
Prescott's going to throw interceptions against them.
I'm calling
That's
it.
A good pick, bro.
I'm calling
it. That too.
Whitehead's going to be eating out of fucking Dak Prescott's hands with that shit, bro. And that defense is going to cook that O-line. Trust me. And
Jets versus Giants. I know last week we talked about the Giants, and I knew the Cowboys.
Giants play the Cowboys.
They got destroyed. They were gonna destroy the Giants, but the Jets, even now, they ain't to be messed with, brah.
No, and they're even more hyped now. You got to think about also the locker room presence, what's going on in there, the type of emotions that are being built up, and what Dalvin Cook was saying, what all these motherfuckers were saying on the press conferences. They are ready to go out there and fucking win this shit for Aaron Rodgers. They are on a mission, and they are not going to take no for an answer. They will fuck up the Cowboys. Guaranteed it.
Cook is the G, bro.
Yeah, his brother cooked. His brother was cooking with the Bills in that first game too. But hey, man, big brothers.
That's little bro Cook. There's 2 Cooks.
Yep.
But Dalvin, he went from the Vikings to the Jets, and no, trust me, bro. That he gives vibes, bro.
I know he does. Good. He's a good locker room presence.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine without Aaron Rodgers.
Well, guys,
I would hammer them now,
guys, because Mir just took that game. So we were all gonna do an upset of a week, right? So that's obviously your upset is the Jets right over the Cowboys.
Yeah, that'll be mine. Yeah,
my upset is gonna be, and we're talking the spread too, so they don't necessarily have to win. Yeah. I'm taking the Pats over the Dolphins because they're home. I don't think the Pats are going to go 0-2, but they're 3.5-point dogs. So all they got to do is lose by 3. Like I said, the Pats have a much better defense than the Chargers. And Mac Jones, Eagles have a great defense, and he looked good against them. He had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So if he plays like that,
he's desperate. He's gone after this year. He's desperate, man.
Against a much worse Miami defense, I think at least they'll cover. So I'll go Pats over Dolphins for and being a Raiders fan, Tuck rule, I hate the Pats. So for me to take the Pats says a lot.
Oh, dude, I'll go Vikings tonight, bro. They'll cover and win outright.
Kirk Cousins.
No, it's the best value bet ever right now. Because the Eagles are down 3 corners, right? Bradbury's down.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're down bad on their defense, and
well, dude, I might have to change my pick in our 3 picks.
You gotta think though. Kirk Cousins, like I always say, he's very well known for putting up a ton of yardage on these safeties and corners. But when it comes into the red zone, he falls flat every fucking time almost.
That's Derek Carr. Same guy, you know.
So you can make your bets on what you want, but I'm just saying be wary of that.
Play, bro, tonight. Because last year, week 2, the Vikings were favored against the Eagles going into Philadelphia week 2. Right. Exact same scenario. And they shit the bed so bad. And then they still won 13 games after that loss.
But Dalvin Cook's not here to save you guys this week.
No, I mean, Dalvin Cook's nothing, bro. He's not. He's mid, bro.
You just were talking all about him, saying he's an OG. He
knows the game. He's dank. Like he knows like football. So like
that's gonna help you at the fourth quarter, right?
But no. Him with the Vikings, him with the Jets being like a leader in the clubhouse is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like him with the Vikings, we don't need him, bro. He's mid, bro.
Okay.
Guys, I just had the greatest idea for at the end of the season.
What's that?
The guy who finishes last in the picks has to do the hype train on the show and make an ass of himself like Chad.
All right, that's fine with me. I'm definitely winning every other game. I don't lose bets. I'm always really good with picking teams and who's going to win. I can just feel the momentum.
Too, so I'm just giving out winners. So
I like give out winners.
So what is it? Like the guy who gives out the least ROI, you know?
Yeah. You got to do it. We got to play the music. You just got to act like an idiot like Chad for a minute.
Me and Mir only give out winners.
How about you just kill a handle on how about a fifth? How about you kill a fifth on camera?
Yeah. Or because you guys are or Chow is a Chad guy and I'm a KB guy. Like I got to give Chad like a big super chat if I lose.
Yeah. Let's do that. Dr. Chow, you give KB a nice $200 super chat.
Well, I think he's blocked from all of KB's.
Don't worry, he's got other alt accounts. Like Patrick Melton says, you'll be able to figure out something.
No, I don't mess with Brendan anymore, bro. I don't.
No,
I think that ship has sailed.
I think if you lose, you got to PayPal Brendan $100 because you lose, and if I lose. I'll PayPal. I'll super chat Chad at like $100. How about that? That's a good bet. Yeah.
What do I do then? Who do I PayPal?
Well, because you're in the middle, man. You're such a troll. You're just like.
You know what? I'll PayPal towards any. I'll PayPal towards like I don't know any organization that talks about social justice and football. I'll do that.
Actually, you know what? Why don't we do that? That's funner. Why don't the guy who loses? Why don't the guy who loses pays $100 to some charity?
How about the Colin Kaepernick Foundation?
Yeah, for Kaepernick, do it.
For Kaepernick. We'll do that.
Whoever
so
loses,
he can spend it on another pan.
$100 towards that. That's a way better idea. I agree.
I'll give 100 to Melton.
That would be the
yes, you should do that, Dick. You'll give 100 to Melton. Fuck.
No, I'm never doing that.
Yeah. Look at this guy. He's trying to force you to do Kevin Brandman. He won't do Melton. No,
I got some pride. No, I can't do that. I'd rather give Mir. You pick a charity. I'll give it to that. You know,
all right, the Mir Musk Foundation.
The Mountain's going to steaks, booze, and weed, so I can't do that.
No, but I mean, like he needs like his breast reduction, bro.
Yeah, liposuction. You got it.
You give him like 200 for that, right?
Yeah, come on. You be doing somebody
You're rich.
Civil service.
But that's not going to help him. He needs to change his lifestyle.
He goes, that's not going to help him. His cholesterol's still going to be out of the roof.
You guys, let's get off him. Let's let's
get off him.
Rob,
I got you, David. We're just fucking with you, buddy. We're going to get off that real quick.
You know Rob Ryan, the big fat ass coach, the guy.
Rex. Yeah. His brother for Cleveland Browns and for other shit. Yeah, he's an OG.
He's an assistant coach on the Raiders. Yeah. He actually tried to get that liposuction surgery. And he's so fat, it didn't work.
Why is his tits sagging to the ground now?
Yeah, that's a.
And I look like you.
Rex Ryan gained all the weight.
It's just he got that surgery. Some fucking tree, bro. Like I look like you. You look like Rob Ryan.
Wait, who looks like Rob Ryan?
ATP does.
Oh, he looks great. You know, he reminds me of like a Jimmy.
No, but I look like a younger version of ATP, and ATP looks like a younger version of Rob Ryan.
Chow, I was gonna tell you because you know you love my Barstool.
You're such a fucking troll, dude.
I know
this guy.
You know, I know you love my Barstool videos with Donnie. I'm like 15 pounds lighter now than I was because
you dickhead.
One thing I don't like about those videos is how fat I am in those videos. That's the one thing I really don't.
You didn't look fat to me. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not think once that you were fat in those videos.
Well, you know, you're always hypercritical of yourself, right? But
right.
Like I have a
body dysmorphia, all that shit. You're going to be looking at yourself a certain way. Like I look kind of fat with my chipmunk cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Like so I got
and that picture of yourself, you're so damn skinny, like your picture you put up.
Right. But let's get back to NFL instead of talking about liposuction. All right, let's get back to it. So another interesting game I was kind of looking at that was one of your guys' take on.
Although I will say, getting stress reduction is fucking troll as hell.
Yeah, king.
Sub liposuction foundation for anyone who needs it.
Imagine writing him that in a super chat. Like
we can put a link up for Mountain Charity for liposuction. Let's do it. We'll do exchange.org for him.
Change.org. Holy shit. PBS will sponsor it.
You know? And then on us three, because he's like, these two guys they gotta be off the internet.
No, I mean, for someone who hates our show and says no one should watch it, he talks about us a lot. So but anyway,
let's do ATP. Like your hose versus Mountain's hose are like so
I don't think there's much of a comparison.
Stupidly uneven, bro.
Well, like actually Aaron had a good line because when I guess supposedly Patrick was trying to look into like getting contact his wife's ex-boyfriends, Aaron said, I was going to try to contact his ex-girlfriends. I just figured he had none.
Well, yeah. I mean, no, he has like few, but I mean, like, dude, bro.
Is it true that he's divorced and shit? I never really got into that. He's actually divorced, right?
Aaron?
No. It's that boy.
I'm not in the Aaron business, but dude, just like your roster, bro.
Oh, dude. I have nothing now. I don't hide stuff like this. Go up and look up Anya Ivy and Selena Rose. That's the whole Porno Dave nickname. Those are like they were like, and it wasn't some pay stuff. Like those were like actually my girlfriends for a few months. But porn stars, it's like fun, but they're just too crazy. Too much drugs. Too much like craziness. Like I'll get into it more when we have Donnie on. Oh, so I shouldn't say that, but we are gonna have a certain guest on probably in a few weeks.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, but like, yeah, it's just like, look, I'm kind of a lifetime bachelor. At some point, I probably will settle down. I always knew I was going to be one of those guys who's going to settle down later on. And especially it's tough on this island because this island has no women. It's all hippies. It's all the locals. You got to meet girls when you travel or on dating sites or whatever. And I love living here. So you got to find a girl who likes the island lifestyle too,
Island boy.
So, but the best pickup line ever. It's not like I have a great amount
That's the best pickup line, island boy?
No, just that, hey, I live in the Bahamas. You want to come?
Like, that's right. Never leave.
Yeah.
No, but I want to get into it. My biggest upset that I'm not going to bet on, but I'm guaranteeing it right now. Steelers versus Browns. I guarantee Kenny Pickett has a bounce back with Mike Tomlin. They will fuck up the Browns O-line. They will fuck up Deshaun Watson. Guarantee it right now. That shit will happen.
I can see
Kenny
that.
Pickett's having a bounce back.
I think it's more because the Steelers
defense.
They have the good defense. I think Deontay Johnson's out for the Steelers, by the way. That really good wide receiver they have. So that's going to hurt Pickett a bit. I don't really like Pickett, but I think it's more their defense. Like I could see them winning like a 17-14 game, like that kind of thing. Because I think Watson still stinks. So, too busy getting massages.
What this game's in Pittsburgh or where's it?
Send her the
where's
link,
the turf?
man. If that's really her, send her the link.
No, it's not her.
Yo, where's the turf on this one? The Browns versus SDZ. Yeah, I'm cool.
Hi, Chad. Hi, Chad's lawyer.
Where are we playing this game?
Oh, we're playing it. I think we're playing it. Let me check real quick. It's at former Heinz Field.
All right, then. And what's the line?
Let me see. I'm on the scores right now. I'm not on the fucking thing.
I'll take the Steelers, bro. Heavy
You're
here.
taking Steelers?
Yeah, they looked real bad last week, and
I think it's rust though. Most of these games are rust. You gotta think about it.
Yeah.
I don't like you talking about middle. I don't like Pickett. I think Pickett is below average, not even middle. But
who the fuck are you talking about?
They still
no me.
They still
I
have
like
a good
Pickett
defense.
a little bit.
I love Pickett.
Watson didn't have to do much last week. I still don't like Watson. I think that's like you're talking about the Russell Wilson trade.
Yeah.
The Watson trade's even worse because it was 3 first-round picks.
Guaranteed.
No.
So, I like Pittsburgh in a rebound game, as well. And the Niners, come on, man. The Niners could win the NFC. Like them and the Eagles, like the Niners have a great roster.
I mean, I already guaranteed the Super Bowl for the Niners last week. Remember? Guaranteed it, bro. Illuminati.
So, Little Mir, are you going to act like a crazy Eagles fan if the Eagles won the Super Bowl?
Last year, not last year. Oh yeah, last year
he thought he was
very
gonna
bad.
Win it last year
Was very bad until the refs decided to,
that
tank
was
the game for us. And I kind of understood. it. They just don't want a young black QB winning something. They want a more interracially balanced white and black QB winning something for once, which is kind of disturbing to me. But I just can't. I can't comprehend you have a full black QB in the Super Bowl and you can't allow him to win. When was the last time a full black QB won the Super Bowl? Answer me that. Riddle me that, Batman.
Hey! I mean, like, how? Come on, you give Mahomes the pitcher for the
Mahomes.
Twins. Pat Mahomes, the father, he's about as black as it comes, bro.
He's mixed, and they can't.
No. Pat is, but Pat the father is not, bro. He's a black dude, bro.
I don't know, man. I just there's some racial bias in the league, so that's why Kaepernick is doing what he needs to do.
Just got with the white chick, bro, up in Minnesota. That's what happened.
You think this is a troll, but it's not. This league is racist as fuck, and I'm witnessing it firsthand. You see these in ATP. I know you're an older school head, so you don't believe in racism, but
I'm Canadian too, and I live in the Bahamas. 90% of my friends are.
Where are the Islanders in the Bahamas? Where are they? Riddle me that.
Dude, you understand here, like, because we don't have to talk about football all the time. Here, there's a total different mentality, like the island mentality towards an African American in the States. People are very political correct here. There's no tranny stuff and all that kind of things happening down here. Like
there's no fags. It's very straightforward, heterosexual.
And like Jamaica's even worse. Like Jamaica,
they'll put you off the island.
Yeah, and Chow knows my videos at Barstow. Captain Morgan, my boy, I'll bring on the show one time. He's like the biggest. All he talks about is Trump. He's like Trump this, Trump. He loves Trump.
Yikes.
Right? So it's like, know why they like Trump here? A lot of the locals is because they're kind of blunt and they're not politically correct. And that's the way a lot of the local guys talk. And they hear Trump talk like that. And they're like, he talks like us. I love it. So I'm just telling you, like, it's and like when BLM was happening, people down here are like, whatever,
Yeah, I was hanging out with George Floyd, bro.
No, I'm not even kidding.
Days before me and Floyd were smoking up, bro.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're from Minneapolis, so I guess that was pretty close to home. Were you there were you there in the walks of life? The walks of the BLM. Did you go down to Did you go down to the trenches?
Yeah. Me and George Floyd are OGs, bro.
Do you know George Floyd?
This life and the next.
He has a porn video.
Yeah.
I'm sure Steven Jackson promoted it.
Someone just told me about it, and
Jax, man.
He was very well. You know what? Like whatever.
Dude, he had a mega time.
Yeah, and when she was talking bad, he fucking beat her belly with a fucking pistol.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so let's get back to football. All right, no more of this social justice warrior shit, because I could go all day about this topic, because it really does trigger me. All the fucking slave owner mentalities in this league. Like, okay, here, I got a question for ATP real quick. Jerry Jones, he was seen at this, white kids, talking shit about the black kids joining their schools. You remember that picture that came out? LeBron James posted it.
I hate Jerry Jones, so yeah.
Why do you hate Jerry Jones? Like,
because
what's the animosity?
My dad is a Cowboys fan, and I kind of grew up a Cowboys and Raiders fan, because back in the 70s, when before all this, Sunday Ticket and whatnot, the Cowboys were like basically the best team in the NFC and America's team, and so they would be the 1 o'clock game, and then the Raiders would be like the 4 o'clock game. So my dad, those were became his two favorite teams, right?
Okay.
And my dad loved Tom Landry and Roger Staubach and Danny White and Randy White and all that kind of stuff. Anyhow, and then right now, and then the whole thing up when Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson, where Jimmy Johnson is the reason that team was awesome.
He's a fucking G.
Yeah, he was the genius back then, right? And
the Bill Belichick.
I think that Jerry Jones had an ego and kind of ran him out of town and thought he was the reason.
That's proven. That is proven.
Had nothing since. And then again, we're talking about Al Davis. Even though I loved Al Davis, at the end of his life, Al Davis was old. He shouldn't have been running the team. And Jerry Jones is, even though he's drafted much better than Al Davis did at the end of his life, I think Jerry Jones meddling is one of the big reasons that team doesn't go anywhere. Because like Mike McCarthy, he's like, okay, Jason Garrett was horrible. It's like they can't get really good coaches because.
Well, you got to think though. You heard about Tony
Jerry Jones and his kids.
You heard about Tony Romo though, right?
What about Romo?
He was born in Philly. His dad was a Philadelphia Eagles assistant coach. He's born and raised right outside of Philadelphia.
I'll look up. Is it on his Wikipedia?
Yeah, look that shit up. My buddy, who's a huge Cowboys fan, said that he was a fucking plug for the Eagles to make the Cowboys shitty throughout the 2000s, like on purpose. And then the funny thing was when Romo went on live air last year for his first Eagles versus Cowboys thing that he was narrating and whatnot, he said, "I thought I'd never say this, but fly Eagles fly," and that was a huge thing. I think the Cowboys were sabotaged for a long time by Tony Romo.
Well, I don't,
he's an Eagles fan.
Remember Chris Christie, the fat guy, the former governor of New Jersey?
Yep.
He's a huge Cowboys fan, right? They grew up like he's about my dad's age. He's a little younger, but like he grew up like loving Staubach and all that stuff. And the Cowboys played the Giants in New York when he was governor, and he sat with Jerry Jones in the Cowboys owner box. Like, how stupid are you, man? You're the governor of New Jersey. You can't be sitting in the Cowboys owner box. Like, come on, man.
You gotta show respect, though. He stays true to his team.
He is totally true to his team. So.
Yeah, I'm in St. Louis, and fuck the Chiefs. I'm an Eagles fan, so you gotta stay true to your team. But was there any other games that really interested you guys that was coming up this Sunday and/or?
Dude, I think tonight is the best game of the week.
It's not going to be the best game of the week. We will fuck you up pretty quickly, and it'll be over.
Oh, what's the line?
Well, no, those injuries to the corners, man, that's a big deal. I agree with you, man. Like that's and one thing that
Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, like literally the two best wide receivers in the NFL on the same team.
Yeah, but your QB has to pass to him, right?
Yeah, but he sucks. But
Cousins puts up good numbers and get these guys the ball, So
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like Cousins had 3 turnovers week 1,
but
and they lost by 3. So
even the Raiders with Carr, if we were playing a team without their 3 best corners and we have like Myers and Adams, I'd be like, we're gonna throw it all over them because Carr can sling it too, So I just 3 corners. Like I know, like the Raiders actually have 3 pretty good starting corners right now. We got Marcus Peters, and then we have this guy named Nate Hobbs. He's awesome. He's our corner, our nickel corner.
I like that take.
And if those 2 guys are injured, I would be like, we're done. Like the teams are gonna pass.
So the but you guys have Zumac, dude, is a casual, bro. He's a casual.
Zumac loves you.
He's saying AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are better than Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. But he doesn't know Jordan Addison's like the better version of Devontae Smith, who was a rookie this year. Devontae came out last year as like a undersized wideout. But yeah, Devontae Smith and Jordan Addison are even money. AJ Brown and Justin Jefferson, dude, you can't argue that, bro. So, rest my case. But at Jordan Addison, he's better than Devontae Smith. I guarantee that.
Zumac loves you, man. Zumac knows I'm like Alex Stein. I'm Team MLC all the way. So
Well, this isn't even Zumac.
No, it's not.
Some troll.
Of course, all these people are trolls in here, man. I don't know.
I think some alt accounts because I would do jokes on MLC with them, but I just can't imagine taking the time to set up a troll account and just be like chatting in it all day. It's like, what the hell? Get a life.
I mean, yeah, but some people are very sad, so you gotta. But
I don't want to discourage your listeners.
Let's go into the Raiders versus Bills real quick for you, ATP.
I just think the Raiders are going to cover. I don't think they're going to win.
Okay.
But I just think like the Bills are not like week 1. Jacobs is going to be a little more ready this week, a little more game ready. And the Bills run D looked pretty crappy against the Jets. And
they did.
Garoppolo and our offensive line's a lot better than the Jets.
You do have to watch out for Cook though.
Oh no, our defense is, even though they only let up 16 points, our defense isn't very good. So I think it's going to be more like a high scoring game. Like, the Bills would win like 35-31 or something like that. But the Raiders will cover. That's
Jimmy's starting, right?
Oh, yeah, he's fine. Yeah.
Okay, making sure. I didn't want to make sure he didn't break his legs.
Where's it at? Vegas or
it's in Buffalo.
What they're doing is the Vegas. They're training they're practicing in -8.5. It started at -9.5. So some money's come to the Raiders. So.
I'm hammering the Raiders on that. Dude.
Are you really?
Yeah.
No shit. Time. Why, man? Why are you
I'm super anti-Bills, bro.
Why? Okay.
Because the Vikings beat them last year.
And here's another problem with the Bills.
The Vikings got blown up by 3 teams last year.
Who did they get blown up by? Tell me their names.
All good teams.
I'll be right back.
The Cowboys.
I'm listening.
The Eagles. And the Niners. I think they got blown up by the Niners. Every game they lost. They won 13 games and lost 4. And every game they lost, they got blown out. Oh, and they got blown up by the Packers.
And you guys almost lost to the Jets too. Remember that game? That was huge. Do you remember that shit last year? I think Mike White was playing. as the Jets QB. You don't remember that shit? They fucking won like the last second. The Vikings did. I was very surprised by that.
Oh no, that was like 2 years ago. But yeah.
That was last year.
Yeah.
Jets
Whatever.
Vikings.
Yeah, they're mid. You know, I know the Vikings are somewhat mid, but I am not. I'm the biggest regression team on the Bills ever. Like I'll take whoever's playing the Bills every week for the first 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, listen. You know what? I want to do something real quick with you, real quick, because you're just a huge Vikings fan. I want to look at your schedule real quick because I haven't really checked out the Viking schedule.
Yeah, we should.
Guys, I said this last week when Aaron was on. I said the issue with the Vikings, because the Raiders did that in 2021. We were 10-7. We won 6 games. It was an NFL record by the final play of the game. Not just winning by 1 score, but like on the final play, like a winning field goal, whatever, winning touchdown, whatever it was, is it? Mm-hmm. And then, so you're going to revert back. You can't win all those close games in the NFL all the time. So the Raiders in the next year.
But they have a good coach and they have a solid offense and defense. Like they're talent stack. So that's why I still am high on them.
Let's go.
It's funny that like people like see them winning 13 games is like, dude, it's like a detriment. Like what people view them as, like, oh my God, they're gonna take a regression. It's like, yeah, they're gonna take a regression, but are they worse than the Lions or the Packers or the Bears? They're probably still better. Honestly.
The Bears will have at least another year before they actually are going to do
Bears
anything.
Gonna be bad. But Chow, I'm with you. I'm taking now that I saw those cornerback injuries, I'm taking the Vikings tonight to cover.
You're such a bitch.
Yeah,
that cornerback thing's a huge thing, dude. That's a huge thing. It's
man, but you gotta think at the same time that QB status, though, man. You gotta think Kirk Cousins is not a winner. But he will not get.
You guys only beat the Pats. You only beat the Pats by 5 with Mac Jones. So if that same thing happens,
this is the first time that fucking what's his face? Jalen Hurts faced Bill Belichick. The first time in his career he faced him. Of course, Bill Belichick had something cooked up his sleeve, offensively and defensively to some extent.
No, dude. I could see the Eagles winning 38-34, and then the Vikings cover.
Okay. So you're actually not picking us to lose. You're just picking the cover.
I'm just picking the Vikings to cover.
All right, I respect you then. All right.
It's like the Raiders.
I'm taking me too. I'm taking the points for the Vikings. I like the Eagles a lot as a team. I think they're a stronger team than the Vikings, even though the Vikings are my team.
You'll portray your own team like that.
No. I did last weekend. I bet against the Vikings and it paid off really well. And this week I will bet for the Vikings, and I think they're gonna cover, and they might outright win.
I cannot imagine. I mean, we've always been good though, so I can never imagine not rooting against my team to any extent, either the spread and or just winning the game.
So last year, week 2, it was Vikings at Eagles, week 2.
Right.
And the Vikings were favored as road dogs, or road faves going into Philadelphia. And the whole season shifted on that one game, basically.
Yeah, I remember that game. That was a huge blowout. I was very surprised. I was like, wow, Kirk Cousins. All right. But I'm looking at your schedule.
But it wasn't. It wasn't that big of a blowout. It was a pretty close game. But
I'm looking at your schedule, though. You guys face the Chargers right after Eagles, though. That's going to be an interesting game because Justin Herbert and them, they were able to almost stay toe-and-toe with the Miami Dolphins' insane, electric offense. So I don't know how you guys – I mean, we all know the Chargers can put points on the board already at this point in time. They can do that. The Vikings, on the other hand, I'm not too sure they can put points on the board at that type of clip.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like I thought they're going to be one of the best offenses in the NFL. Like going in this season, I was like, dude, this team is like stacked. but it didn't turn out in game 1. So I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe they suck. So
yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, I do have you guys win. I think you guys will beat the Chiefs. Honestly, this is interesting. I mean, I don't mean to say this with any disparaging towards your team, Dr. Chow, but you guys kind of fall apart. I don't know. Something about you guys are very good against the Chiefs. I say AFC teams, but NFC, I don't know what happens to you guys. You guys gonna fall apart. I don't know. It's kind of, it hurts to see because you guys do have a great team. I hope Kirk Cousins can lead them because he reminds me of like a Jimmy Garoppolo type of player. You know,
guys, look at the Vikings schedule though, man. It's tough. They got to play the Chargers next week, right? Then they're playing the Panthers. They should win that,
of course.
And then after that, they got to play the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. I think they'll win that. They will beat them in
tough,
that.
Man.
Chiefs at Vikings, Minnesota. They will fuck up. No, they won't fuck up, but they will beat the Chiefs. Guaranteed.
I think they could beat the Chiefs at home. You're right. And then they play the Bears. They should win that. And then they play the Niners and the Packers. It's a pretty tough schedule, man. But then they play the Viking. Then they play the Falcons, Saints, Broncos,
Bears again, Raiders, Bengals, Lions, Packers, Lions.
Your schedule eases up the second half of the year for sure. You know, I think what you guys got to do is just be like 4-4. You know, and then that second half of the season you can go like 6-3 or something and be 10-7. You know.
I mean, I'm repping one dude forever in
Randy Moss.
No, dude. Jordan Addison, bro.
Oh shit. Not cool.
The rookie, bro. He's gonna be fucking unbelievable this year.
Really?
Tonight
Why?
he's gonna go out of his mind,
bro.
What
are you talking about? Let me see this dude's fucking stats for last game. Dude, I didn't notice this guy.
He had 4 for 61 and a touchdown, I think.
Let me see. What's his name again?
Jordan. I only really looked at it because
Jordan Addison, 4 for 61. Oh, 15. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. You know what, Dr. Chow? You're right. My team's done. You're gonna win it. Guarantee it right now. Fuck the Jets. Fuck
I just want to put it on record today that tonight, watch out for Jordan Addison because he's gonna have a breakout, bro. He's Devontae Smith, but better, basically.
Hey, I'd like to say I owe an apology to Bob Stinks, formerly Lenny Stinks, because I know him, you know, because I like Bob. I still I like Bob as a person, but like he was like, I like Bob. Can't miss anymore Bob on the show, blah blah blah. He was 100% right. Bob, I love you, Bob, as a guy, as a person, but he was horrible on the show the last few months. He was just putting in time. So Bob, you were 100. Bob Stinks, you're 100% right. You know.
You see, we make amends and we do picks. This is
I admit when I'm wrong. You know,
yeah.
You know, this is a great thing right here. But anyway, let's get back to it. So,
Decline host, I know you are. A lot of people have you blocked from what I know.
Yeah, Decline host is one of our biggest fans. He's a legend. But
I have no problem with him, and I know that a guy named Kafer, who's a buddy of mine, likes him a lot. So
Bob says I didn't know there was an argument.
I guess I think I was like, I like Bob so much. I didn't like this guy insulting Bob. I never blocked him or anything. I just didn't like him. But and also when who attacked me, actually Bob Stinks stood up for me, did a super chat, staying up for me. So I appreciate that, man. Good man.
Shit, when you and I before we started talking, you and I were kind of butting heads a little bit, remember? In the super chats.
Fun. I didn't really care. I was just like,
I took that to heart. Like you kind of you damaged me a little bit there. And then I learned that you're anti-black QB. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
That's a joke. It's a joke. But anyway, let's calm down, everybody. Don't.
You used to talk in like Bible passages.
What do you mean? Oh, Bible passages? No, I'm just speaking rhetoric.
Yeah, it was like rhetoric and stuff.
Great rhetoric. But anyway, let's get back to it though. So Vikings, we're going to say they go about 10-7 this season. We'll see what happens. But let's get back to week 2 if possible, because there were some other games I want to cover with you guys real quick because I want your intellectual minds on these things. Let me just pull it back up. There we go. So With the new games coming up for this Sunday, what's your guys' take on the Ravens Bengals? Because I wasn't too what's what I'm looking for? I wasn't too gosh, I'm trying to think of the word. With the Ravens, I wasn't really seeing a contender type team in the first week. They kind of seem to be faltering a little bit, and with the Bengals probably going to rub off that rust and go back into how they were, into their groove. I see Dr. Chow shaking his head. So, Dr. Chow, why don't you first start off with this take, man?
Nah, dude, I was selling on the Bengals early, bro.
Okay, what about the Ravens though? You think they're gonna do any noise or nothing?
I bet we did that on our show. I bet on the Bengals, or I bet on the Ravens for the conference, and then I took the Pittsburgh as a chaser as a wild card.
Yeah. But Chow, do you think the Ravens look that good? Like,
no. I don't even need to watch, bro. They got talent everywhere. All three levels on defense.
So the
Lakers is fine.
But dude, no, Lamar Jackson did not play that great. Like they got him a lot more.
They dominated, right?
Dr. Chow, look at the 2001 Lakers with Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal.
It's 2004.
2004, correct. When they lost to the Pistons.
I'm a Lakers fan, so I know that. So.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant and all of them. They had great talent on paper, but once you start watching the games.
I'll be honest. I'll go with the Bengals as a bounce back play. I didn't think the Ravens, like you said, looked that great, and
they covered and won, right? The Ravens.
Yeah, but they played the Texans, who were probably the worst team.
CJ Stroud.
And what I didn't like is that Jackson just didn't.
So what do we sizing up right here? Come on, break it down for me again, Mir.
So, Bengals, they're gonna probably rub off that rust,
Yeah,
I'm going Bengals.
The Ravens didn't look playoff. I mean, they beat a shitty team. They so far didn't look playoff ready at this point in time. Do you think a team that showed rust early, that's a playoff team, is going to bounce back, or do you think a team that showcased that they're possibly not a playoff team are going to be able to, match up somewhat with this team that's trying to bounce back from a shitty game? That's what I'm trying to get at. I mean, they're at a medium right now. One might be declining, one might be progressing. So,
and this game's where, in Cincinnati?
This is in Baltimore.
Yeah, I'll take.
No, sorry, it's in Cincinnati. It's in Cincinnati. So that's the thing on Cincinnati right there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take Baltimore. I'll bet Baltimore all day, every day.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
First all time black QBs. We're going Baltimore. Okay. So we're doing that. Another game I was kind of interested in looking at was the where is it? Oh, here we go. Saints Panthers. Now that's something interesting because I really think Derek Carr is going to be able to continue his magic that he's portrayed first week and continue on the tear that he has. No, you got to really understand this. Derek Carr has been limited by the Raiders for the past 9 years. You guys never truly supplied him with the team he needed to win.
Dude, now look at Davante Adams. He stunk last year.
You got to understand this. Davante Adams was just a gimmick. Okay, with the Packers.
He's like the best or second best receiver in the league.
We'll see what happens this year with Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm going Panthers. They're at home. Like I said, the Saints cannot play any better than they did on defense last week, even against a rookie quarterback this week. And they still only put up 16 points. I'll go Panthers, and I think the Panthers will rebound because now Young's had one game. And by the way, that's a sneaky team for the division. Is the Falcons? By the way, everyone's sleeping on them, but that's
Falcons.
Yeah.
With Ritter, are you shitting me? Ritter cannot pass.
Well,
what?
They ran for 140 yards.
That's only going to get you so far, man. You need a passing game at some point in time, correct? I mean, look at Justin Fields and the Bears.
They got Matt Collins. Matt Collins is a king.
Dude, they're not going to. Oh, my God. All right. So, you guys have any dark horses for this week at all, by any chance? Any upsets?
Yeah, I said my upset of the week is Pats over Dolphins.
Okay.
And I guess Panthers over Saints.
Okay. Any upsets for you, Dr. Chow?
I mean, that Pats over Dolphins is pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I think my upset. I mean, Jets are gonna beat what's their faces, so that's not an upset to me. Even though everyone else perceives it as is, they don't understand the inner workings of a locker room and the momentum that's being built up right now in New York Jets. So that doesn't seem like an upset to me. My upset's going to be the where are they? It's going to be the Rams over the 49ers. I really believe Matthew Stafford is going to get it, kick it in high gear, and fucking beat out Brock Purdy.
What's the spread on that game? I can see the Rams covering.
Here, let me pull it real quick.
Like if you're just talking against the spread, I can see the Rams covering for sure. I think it's in San Francisco.
8.5.
8.5. I can see the Rams covering that.
I really do believe they're going to cover that and more. I think they're going to beat them and cover it.
So, and by the way, I don't know if you look at the stats of these games. Like I'm a stat nerd, so I was just quickly looking them over. It was crazy. Like these two receivers I had never heard of on the Rams had like 100 yards, like two different receivers.
Got to pass to somebody. I mean, you also got to think that to be you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Cooper Kupp. But like these two guys come out of nowhere. I
mean, you can't be so stat padded though when you're looking at things, because you also got to think about human emotion, human due diligence, human.
Jimmy G wins. Derek Carr don't. That's it.
Dude, Derek Carr do win. He won week 1. All right. You guys just gave him a shitty team. You guys got John Gruden on as head coach. You guys fucking crazy?
Well, Gruden, the offense.
That dude is a walking time bomb, and he proved to be right. He's a walking time bomb.
What he said was nothing, dude. That's what
he scared off fucking your prize wide receiver at the time.
No, Antonio Brown's mentally ill, dude.
No, he's not. You guys, see, this is why you guys do. You make these people think they're fucking crazy when they're not. They're just trying to.
He owns an arena team in Albany, and they were at some cigar place in Albany, and he pulled a gun on a bunch of the players. He's got mental problems.
They probably fucking deserved it. They're probably talking shit. You don't talk shit to Antonio Brown, all right? You don't. No, you think I'm kidding? I ain't, bruh. These people want to press these motherfuckers. At one point in time, someone's gonna come unhinged and pull a gun on you. You shut your mouth,
bro.
And you don't fucking, you don't fucking, you don't get involved with people. You don't talk shit on crazy people. I mean, sane people. All right, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I learned that in this broadcast world. Like, yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course, but I got the Rams over the Niners. Matthew Stafford's going to come back and fucking just not annihilate, but he's going to showcase why he was a Super Bowl MVP last time they won it. I mean, that's just my take. You got to have faith in Stafford at the end of the day. You have to.
I like that take.
I mean, the Lions were much like the Raiders. They didn't supply him with anything. He left, and now he's going to start turning up.
Foolishly to win the division because I thought, maybe they were turning the corner with Carroll, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams sneak into a wild card. Like that would not surprise me, especially because they're going to get 4 games against Seattle and Arizona. That's almost 4 wins. I think the issue with Seattle is they're actually now. I don't want to overreact to 1 week, but I just don't. Geno could be, Geno is flat broke, but anyhow, Geno is flat broke. They could be like a 1-year wonder, Geno Smith could be,
yeah.
And then the Saints and they come back down, the Seahawks, and the Rams come back. Because one thing about the Rams coach, that guy's a great coach. So
fuck yeah, he's amazing, youngest coach ever.
He's the type of guy who can get 9-10 wins out of like a 5-6 win team.
Yeah, he's no Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah. He's a good DC, but he's a terrible coach.
Fuck that dude. Winning Super Bowls for the Chiefs, he's a fucking bitch. But anyway.
And Giants.
He did win with Giants and all of them, with Eli and all those guys.
Hey, man, I hate the Patriots, so any guy who beats the Patriots has got props in my book. I don't know. You're a young guy. Did you watch those Patriots Giants?
No, I watched the Super Bowls on YouTube and whatnot,
I love those Patriot Giants Super Bowls. I love watching.
They're great. I mean, I know I watched as a very small child the latest one with Eli Manning and when they went 10-6 or something like that, and they won via wild card.
The first year I was in my house here in the Bahamas, the first 2 years, I did a huge Super Bowl party. I mean, like I had food tents and 200 people were here, and I projected the game on like the front yard, and that was the first one, was the Giants Patriots Super Bowl. That was like the first party. So I always will remember that. And because I hate the Patriots, thank God they did not win the first year I was in my house here.
Yeah, the Eagles beat the Patriots too. I mean, Nick Foles has a statue of him outside the stadium. I mean, Kirk Cousins can't talk anything about that.
Nick Foles.
I mean, when was the last time the Vikings won anything?
There's a backup for the Jets right now. I would sign in the second if I was.
Told you, bro. Never. Yeah, they never have, and they never will, bro.
I don't know how you guys sleep at night, but anyway.
What's really bad about the Vikings is they haven't
a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, there you go. It's nice and lush.
Yeah,
but
and notice like he's the only one who won't wear his team's colors.
I got my gold on.
Call them cash beds, not water beds. Anyway, so. So before you guys distract,
that's why Joey sings that little man. You're the best in the game.
That's right, baby. I try every day.
Oh yeah, you're already touted as the #1 podcaster of 2024 by Joey C.
I'm not gonna lie. I did watch Joey C's show. Joey C, I love you, buddy, but don't have that many people on again, man. It's too hard to follow. Too many.
No. I mean, like, well, I didn't see that part, but he told me like man to man, like
no, Joshi's an OG.
Lemire is like the next big thing, and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, he is.
I told you guys in our little DM group of us three, I said like, because that was like the 2 months I was in Europe and I dropped out of it. I have maybe seen Joey C like all right, now I'm a Decline Host fan.
Hey, he wants to come to the Bahamas, man. He wants to hang out.
Where does he live?
Decline Host has a lot of money.
Decline Host is an OG. He's a legend.
Yeah.
But no, I wanted to kind of get into a little bit. What's your guys' take on the Arizona Cardinals tanking this year? Do you think it's kind of like disrespectful towards the rest of the other team? I mean, you cut Colt McCoy, which you would only do if you're tanking, in my opinion.
Colt McCoy can win you 5-6 games or something,
Colt McCoy's a fucking OG. I mean, obviously
starting.
He was going to start. Who's starting now? Yeah.
That Dobbs guy.
Oh, what happened to the other guy, the little guy?
Josh Rosen?
No.
I'm kidding.
He's too Jewish, right? Too Jewish for you, man.
Not the Jew, the small quarterback who got all the money.
Oh, Kyle Murray, he's still recovering from his ACL tear.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, he won't go to like mid-season.
Yeah, not mid-season. If they want to play him, I'd say you sim the whole season. You tank for that first-round pick if you can get it.
Yeah, they're going to get like
at this point,
one of those quarterbacks and then probably trade Murray. That's what I think they're going to do.
Murray sucked last year, dude.
No, this is interesting.
He played the Vikings in week 1, I think, and week 1 or week 3, and he sucked, bro.
Chow, do you know the thing about him, Murray? It's like the weird thing about him is he has no work ethic. Like he's supposedly like a video game addict.
Why? Because he's black?
No. There's nothing to do with that. They said he was like a video game addict, and like they had to like basically limit the number of hours he plays. Like he's like Kumia. He's playing like Call of Duty like all night or something crap. So
I mean, can you fault him? He's a young kid. He's younger than all of us, probably. He's probably what, 24?
Oh man. So
you game. I mean, look what Matthew. You know how
much Addicted to Profits put into the NFL, bro. Look at he wears it blood, sweat, and tears, bro.
The Raiders.
I was a total football. Like I'm not even into it. Like only reason I got into the whole league again because of you guys in the show. I was just really kind of following the Raiders. They're my team, but I'm telling you, like when I was growing up, in my
you're
team,
all on it.
20s, I knew like every player in the league. I knew like the third tight end.
What's your take on Darren McFadden?
He ran too upright, so he took too many shots. But he was okay. Like he had a couple
number
thousand
22?
yards. Yeah, no, he was number 20.
Oh.
But no, he had a great year. and then in 2010, and then 2011 he got this Frank injury, and he was never quite the same. That's a bad injury for a running back, especially for a running back that's like needs speed.
Who was your guys' QB you guys drafted #1 overall? That was a complete bust.
Jamarcus Russell, the fat guy.
So this is interesting. I see. This is my issue with the Raiders because I used to try to be a Raiders fan because my dad was when he lived out in Oakland back in the day.
Your dad
Cali. Back in the day in Cali.
Oakland's a dump now. Just so
yeah, no. He lived there back in the 80s and whatnot. And the Casper era when you guys were fucking good. It kind of sickens me as an organization. You guys just destroy these QBs' careers. I mean,
Jamarcus Russell had no work ethic. He's one of the main reasons they put in the rookie salary cap because he just made $60 million and didn't care. He was just like,
yeah, because you guys are morons and you gave him that.
yeah. And dude, I'm an LSU fan, so I actually liked him coming out of college.
Yeah, he was a beast. Awesome. He's 6'6", 200 plus pounds of fucking
80
African muscle. He was a beast.
Yeah, he could throw 80 yards off his knees. So, but he had no work ethic. He wasn't. We didn't really destroy him.
Typical black man, no work ethic.
No, that has nothing to do with him, man.
I hope it doesn't because it's somewhat disturbing. Colin Kaepernick, Jamarcus Russell, all these, even Derek Carr looks a little somewhat mixed, and I see these things happening. It's disturbing to see. I'm not kidding.
Derek Carr's
mixed, bro.
Isn't he mixed?
Josh Rosen is Jewish, and I'm Jewish. And Josh Rosen stinks.
Yeah, you're John Gruden, racist motherfucker. Fucking destroyed the team, and you had Mark Davis.
Mark Davis and the Raiders are total first equal opportunity team. So don't give me that crap.
Okay, I won't give you that crap. I'm sorry.
There was a guy named Elridge Dickey. The Raiders took him in like the first round of the draft in 68 or 69. Yeah, he was the first ever black quarterback taken in the. He kind of was a bust.
He used to always get black holes, bro.
Look up Anya Ivney. That was one of the porn star girls I dated. She's black, so there you go.
I'm fucking.
Yeah, let's pull her up.
I'm fucking with you.
I told KB about that one. I told KB about that once, and he was like, he went to a whole segment about Anya Ivy. It was really funny.
Yeah, we're not that funny, bro. We're idiots.
Here you go, Dr. Chow. Right there, decline host, right at it, right out of the gate.
Yeah, right.
Elder Stiggy's a mega G. No, so your guys. Yeah,
he really never did anything. He was kind of a bust. The rumors were he had a drug problem, and he never really developed. But he was the first ever African American quarterback taken like in the first round.
Yeah, it's a publicity
but he wasn't
stunt.
better than me, bro. Was he?
You're 6'7". Did you play sports in high school?
No, he did. He played college too.
I'm already a champion, bro.
You played for USC?
Yeah.
Is this really the truth?
Yeah.
Somehow I don't believe it.
I didn't believe was Casey Armstrong was a college football player.
Yeah, well, he
West Virginia.
No, Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky. Yeah, you're right.
Real quick though, what's your guys' take on primetime? By the way, we think about that. Him rejuvenated.
Awesome,
I love it, bro.
Deion Sanders.
I love that whole area.
It's fucking
That's where
badass.
I was born. That's where I'm from, bro. Like I love Colorado.
I like because you're talking about look at one of the biggest problems in the African American community in the States is there are all these
Africans.
There's all these.
I hate Africans. What are you talking about? Africans, or are you talking about African Americans?
African Americans, because Africans hate African Americans, and that's a proven fact.
Yeah.
So anyhow, there's all these absentee fathers and one parent families, and Deion's a great father and great man, and his kids are like awesome players. They got that other kid, Hunter. Kid plays both ways. He plays wide receiver and cornerback. And I'm an LSU fan, but I don't know. I haven't really cared about college football for a few years. First of all, I don't like how college football is played. I don't like all the spread offense. It's like arena football now, right? So, and sorry, I'm laughing at that. But Deion is the man. It's like he's made me interested in college football again. And they killed Nebraska. They destroyed
I loved it. And who they faced the second game, and they Nebraska, and they won. They beat TCU.
TCU was game one.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that press conference. Deion Sanders, honestly, even though he didn't, he did do a decent amount in his career. As an NFL and a World MLB player. He's an OG, but him as a coach, I think is going to take him to a whole nother level.
Well, I think he's really smart because I think on top of I think he is more of he's more of a motivator type coach. I don't know how much of an X and O guy is, but I think he hires these really good X and O guys around him.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, he's elite, bro.
He reminds me of Andy Reid back in the Eagles days when Dominic McNabb and all of them were torching the NFC. But good football coaches. He's like a Mike Tomlin.
But
way better. I think he's the best.
Mike Tomlin's a badass. You can't fucking talk shit on him.
Yeah, I can.
Come on,
because he was a assistant coach for the Vikings for a long time.
Don't you think that Tomlin should have won more Super Bowls with the amount of talent?
No.
Yeah, he's mid. He's mid, bro.
No, he's not.
Dude, Deion Sanders is so high level, bro. You don't even know.
I don't
even know how high level he is. He's he's the GOAT now.
What do you guys think will happen with Deion?
He's gonna go to the NFL and he's gonna win. He's gonna win every title. Guaranteed, bro. Guaranteed.
What do you think is gonna happen with Deion when his son, the quarterback,
gets drafted
goes to the NFL
next year?
I think he's going to go to the NFL team that's going to draft his kid.
They're going to win the Super Bowl the first fucking year. Guaranteed.
Okay, no. When was the first time an NFL team won the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback? Name me that time.
I think way back in the day, there was way back in the day before they joined the NFL, there was this is not the AFL. It was called the AAFC. It's where the Cleveland Browns and 49ers came from. I think they won with Otto Graham when he was a rookie, but that's it, man. Rookie quarterbacks don't win this shit. It's just almost impossible to win.
Well, because remember,
no rookie QB has ever won or started in a Super Bowl. Ever.
No, I think Purdy was about as close as it came last year, man.
So you're fucking saying right now that guy is gonna fucking get into the NFL next year, win a Super Bowl?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Deion.
Is that one of your crazy fucking Minnesota Vikings takes?
NFL and he's gonna win a Super Bowl. Whether it's with his son or whatever.
Okay.
He's doing it in 5 years. Maybe not the first year, as a rookie, but maybe. I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
Brady won year 2 and Montana won year 3. That's about the closest I can think of.
Is that really it?
Because when you look at back in the 60s and 70s, because there was no salary cap, guys like Staubach and Stabler, those guys didn't start till their 5th year. They would just slowly develop those guys. And remember back then,
how it should be.
College was read option, so to go to the pros was a big jump. So, it took a lot to do that. Just to get back to that, because now, because all the spread in college, they're running spread in the NFL. So I think it's easier for rookies to adjust on that. I hear people, it's bigger, faster, it's harder. I'm like, nah, man. I think back in the 60s when you were doing read option and then you go to the Chargers and Sid Gilman is running this huge spread, complicated offense, way more difficult to it.
I'm going to need a couple of years to sit on this, sir.
No, it makes sense.
It does make
sense.
Here's
what's going to happen. Jimmy G's getting injured and Aiden O'Connell is going to come in and we're going to win the Super Bowl with Aiden O'Connell.
You're not winning shit. Your team will be garbage. It always will be garbage because the son of a loser is running it right now.
Oh, come on.
He is. You know what? You know what's fucking funny? I saw this last year.
I told you my story.
Tons of the owners want to kick your fucking dude off the fucking league, right? As a owner, remember that shit? That controversy.
He's done a good job.
No, he's not.
Financially, that's the most important. That's all the credit league is. No, seriously, I saw the stat that the Raiders are now the 6th most valuable team, right? They get the 2nd most revenue total because he gets chunks of the revenue when they have concerts and stuff at the stadium in Vegas. Right. And they have the 1st amount of revenue from ticket sales. So that's all the league cares about, man. They don't care about whatever, Yeah, when he was in Oakland and they made no money and they weren't competitive, yeah, they wanted to get rid of him. But now it's they don't care if the Raiders win 5 games a year. They're making money. And the thing about Las Vegas is which I don't like, is that if a team with a big following like the Chiefs or Patriots come in town, or you'll see it when the Steelers are playing their week 3 next week, it's all opposing fans. I don't like that at all, but it is what it is,
It is what it is. I mean,
dude, I used to go to games in the Black Hole. That was the best. The crazy fans, so much fun.
Do you ever miss those days at all back in Oakland? I mean, what do you think about the move to Las Vegas? Do you think it's like a betrayal to the team?
I think they had to do it because the stadium was falling apart and they're making no money and they weren't competitive. No, the stadium was falling apart. It was a dump.
So the Rams stadium, it was falling apart too.
I'm old school. I kind of liked it because it was a dump, but you couldn't compete in today's NFL with that stadium. Although I don't know if you saw, they had those huge rainstorms in Las Vegas.
I did see that.
The damn stadium was leaking.
Yeah, Patrick Milton fell into a pool and caused the whole entire tsunami. That's what I've been hearing recently.
I think Chandler paid him $1,000 to do that or something.
Yeah.
I
don't know, but at the end of the day, so your guys' picks are what's your guys' picks again? I just want so we can clarify that real quick.
Let's do our 3 games. So
let's do our 3 games. You guys go, Dr. Chow, you go first. We'll go in a circle. Oh, whatever.
I'm at the bottom.
Yeah, I'll go last. Addicted, you're next. Okay.
So we're talking tonight. I think this is a huge game, right?
Yes, sir. Very huge.
Big in positioning. And it was last year at this time. The Vikings were, I think they were road favorites going into Philadelphia week 2. After they demolished the Packers week 1 at home. This year they're coming off, instead of a win against Green Bay, they're coming off a bad loss against Tampa Bay, who no one respects. No one respects the Vikings either. I'm taking the Vikings and the points hard, and I might even I'll throw out. I put money on the Vikings winning tonight, bro. Money line.
Okay. That's it. You don't have any 2 more teams?
Oh, okay. So what's the other game?
We got to do the Jags KC game because your 2 teams are playing, so we kind of came up with a 3rd game.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take Jags and the points in the other one. Okay. And then Oakland, I'll take
let's go.
I'll take Oakland.
Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, sorry. The Raiders. I'll take the Raiders.
Yeah, you can call them Oakland. As long as it's not Los Angeles. I hated that Los Angeles crap. So
yeah, that shit was gay. But
that's when all gangbangers became Raider fan. Forget that shit. So
all right, you're up, Addicted. Who are your 3 teams, brother?
I'm exactly like him. I'm going the Raiders in the points. I'm going Vikings in the points. And I'm going Jags and the points.
Jesus. So. All right. So if you guys both fuck up, then I'm pretty much in the driver's seat for this week. So I got let's go first. I got Jets over Cowboys, Rams over Niners, and then I got
No, you gotta pick the same 3 games we're taking, you idiots.
Oh, I do? Shit. Oh, my bad, man. Sorry, dude.
Those upset picks were for fun. Because remember, the whole idea is that we're picking our 3 teams,
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I got Eagles.
Too, but
I got Eagles.
They're covering again tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
Go Bills.
They will fuck you guys up. They will fuck you guys up. And then I got Chiefs. And then the other one I got Bills Raiders. Fuck me, man.
I liked when Bills Raiders was 9.5, but it's dropped to 8.5. That's the only thing.
I don't know. I really don't know because the Bills might be reeling right now because Stephon Diggs is a cancer in the locker room.
And also, it is a short week for the Bills after a crushing loss. So that's
exactly. I'm really trying to think right now. How much do I hang on before I make this pick? I gotta look at Jimmy's stats for last.
He was 20-26, man. He was good last week.
He was good. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. You know what? I'm gonna go. Let's go Bills.
Okay.
Yeah,
smart. That's good that you're the opposite 3. This is awesome. So like, it's either me and Mir are gonna go like 2-1, 3-0, or you'll go 2-1, 1 and 2, and we'll all be me and him will be the opposite of you. So that's good.
Yep.
That's what we want.
So that's it for. I mean, do you guys have anything else to say? Anything about football you guys want to cover real quick? Any controversial stories? Any spreads? Anything at all? Or are you guys good to go?
Colin Kaepernick will never play in the NFL again.
Yes, he will. He'll play for the Jets. I guarantee it.
I guess someone
Watch that shit happen.
I'll pick it up afterwards.
Well, I think it was a very successful first week 1 of the NFL recap show.
And if everything works out, by the way, we will have guest hosts the next 2 weeks. Just so
you were talking about that gentleman from the Raiders that played with him during the 2000s, so that'll be an honor to meet and talk with him.
He's funny too, man. He's not just like a typical meathead football player. He's hilarious. You'll
I cannot wait to talk to him about the African American issues that are going on in the league currently. It'll be a great time. But either way,
those guys, man, those are his boys.
Exactly. You gotta respect your kin.
He hates Colin Kaepernick, so there you go.
Oh, him and I'll have a great discussions then.
We're gonna get Kaepernick on too.
Dude. that'd be a dream come true. Anyway, ATP, Dr. Chow, you guys are OGs, Mega Gs. Appreciate you boys for coming on the show today. And everyone else here still watching, have a lovely rest of your day. And go Eagles.
Thank you, King.
Thank you.
Okay, take care, man.
Yep.